Yo, today we're going to go over shading techniques for tattooing. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe and share with a friend. And now let's get on with the video. So first off, I put the stencil on and we're going to let it dry for 10-15 minutes before I even begin to start tattooing. Right after that, I started with the line work, just going in. I'm using a 5-round liner, tight bug pin. I usually use quadrant needles when I do this. This is just for the flowers, the face, and everything else is going to be done with the mag, and that's where the real technique kind of comes in. The ink that I'm using is Big Sleeps, I believe I did on today's tattoo. And yeah, I'm just kind of brushing in the lines real quick, getting everything ready. The camera's a little shaky there. Got to move it around. When I'm pulling these straight lines, especially in leaves, I like to add a little flair to it. Like when I come around the leaf itself, the lines going through it, I'll actually fill in. It's like my own style, and it's going to give it a cooler looking effect. The tattoo we're doing today is half realism, half neo-trad, half it's all over the place. You'll see what I mean in a little bit. So let's just keep going. Yeah, and always ask your clients before you even begin to start tattooing what style they want. She wanted something light. I've been tattooing this client for about 3 years now. I did her other sleeve, and we just started working on this one. Okay, transitioned over. I got most of the rough outline done, and I believe, yeah, we're just going to continue lining right now. And I'll let you guys enjoy that for a minute before I keep talking. As you notice right there, I just dabbed it. I'm not wiping. And that's going to help with skin trauma as well, since this tattoo did take 4 hours to do today. I know it's going to be broken down into a 20-minute video, but this was a long sitting, and we took 2 breaks, and that's about it, the entire tattoo. One, just because she needed to stretch her legs out. My back hurts, their back hurts. Make sure your clients are comfortable when you're doing, long sitting tattoos like this, and it's going to be better for everybody. Alright, since I like to work in sections, I'm going to start with the shading now, and this isn't the technique I use for soft shading. I use drop systems. So I use a 16 drop, an 8 drop, a 6 drop, a 4-drop, and a 2-drop. Right now I'm going in with the 8, and I'm barely brushing at a 6 volt, 6.5 volt actually, with a 17 soft edge bug pin. It's a quadrant needle, and we're just kind of working the corners out technique right now, just to kind of get like a drop shadow effect. And it looks like it's turning out pretty nice here, you know. It's all up to you on how you want it to look. Since she did want the softer shades, I did go with the softer mag. The smaller the needle, the smaller the hole. So there's a standard, which is 12 gauge, bug pin, which is 10 gauge, and then a super bug pin, which is a 0.8. And I like using those, especially for tattoos like this, because I can really get in the corners and it doesn't really jack the skin up like a standard needle would. You could actually see on my machine right there the time. It says 27 minutes. Already 27 minutes into this tattoo, and it looks like we barely got anything done, which in my opinion is a good thing. That means I'm taking my time, I'm not rushing anything, and it's better quality that way. Right now I'm sweep shading, so I'm going straight off that line that I just did and sweeping it down, and I'm only using the tip of the mag. So it is at 6.5 volts right now, and we're barely brushing that in there, and that's still with the 8-drop. So if you look closely, just like that, corners out, brushing around, trying to get everything flowy. Make sure you don't go inside of your lines, just like every other art style. I see kids at Denny's trying to fit everything inside the lines as well. So if you do it in tattooing, you're doing great. So here's a little close-up of some line work. You could kind of see my needle depth. I'm running at a 7 now, and I'm finding my starting point and my stopping point and just dabbing. Dab, dab. Continuing on, take the Vaseline. I don't use Vaseline. I use Andy or Inkies when I tattoo. It actually closes the skin while you're tattooing it, which is very beneficial, so it doesn't leak all over the place. The trees in the background, I kind of brushed them in with the mag just to get like no hardline look to it, and in a little bit you'll understand what I'm talking about. So now I'm just brushing off of a line. I'm not going to go in with a liner for this point. Just brushing it down. Brush, 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 brush. It's going to be darker where you start. And when I start fanning it like that, I am running it at a lower volt right now as well. So if I do have to go over the skin, it's not going to traumatize it too much. And right there, corners out again. Again, this is with a 17 curve mat bug pen. And I do highly recommend Quadra needles. They work phenomenally, like really good. Please don't order your needles off of Amazon. Get them through like a good, how do I even say that? I want to say website like Cam is a good website. Kingpin's a good website. Or if you have, you know, a local business that sells needles, like we have a guy named Inkswell. He comes out, he's a guy that sells us our needles and stuff, and he has his license and everything, and he always has the best products. Quadrin is by far my favorite mag in the industry right now. I highly recommend them if you haven't tried them yet. Okay, so I moved on. I used the 23 mag for the face, curved bug pen again, Quadrin, and now we're gonna start on the upper flowers. So I did outline it with a 5 bug pen, and we're using the 17 now again to brush in light tones, but we turned it down, the voltage down to 5 now. And we're gonna do corners out technique like classic tattooing, and straight from the line, and we're just gonna barely brush that in there. Throw your needle out just a little bit more than normal, and you could actually see the skips from your needle in the skin, especially with these lighter grays, and it does a lot less trauma to the skin this way as long as you do it correctly. So make sure you're watching your needle depth and just enjoy a little bit of that, and I will talk again in a minute. Okay, so we took the armrest away, moved chairs so we can get a little bit more comfortable and stretch our arm skin out correctly. It's all balled up at the top. It's harder to get a good stretch when it's like that. I turned the light off so you can see the different tones. When I'm working, I usually have a really bright light focused on me. It's looked a little bit weird in the video, so I turned it off just for a minute just so you guys could see the different shades that we're working with since the skin kind of settled down a bit. I did take a straight black and ran it under the leaves up top and a little bit in the eyeball because it's half skull, half girl face. Yeah, my head was in the way, so I had to cut that part. But yeah, I'm sure I'm going to clean it up here in a second. You can see down there, and my head's in the way again. Wow, good job, Josh. From the bottom of the chin, I did take straight black too and kind of whipped it down. But all that facial feature right there, that's all done with a 23. And I believe that is a 2-drop or a 4-drop. And again, I extended the needle out and kind of just brushed it in there. Really soft and really nice. Okay, and here is the finished product. I took a 9-round liner and I did put white in the eyes and a little bit in the pearls down there. The skin did settle down a little bit so you can kind of see the grays better. I just cleaned her off with rubbing alcohol. And I know it hurt, and right there she said, "It's so pretty." And that's the best thing you can hear as a tattoo artist. I love it. I had a great time, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm not very good at tutorials, but I'll keep trying. You guys have a good one.